The U.S. Supreme Court will hear a Colorado case that will determine whether former President Donald Trump will be allowed to be on the state's primary ballot this year.
So last year, the Colorado Supreme Court removing the former president from the ballot, saying that he incited the riot at the Capitol. And we get more now from News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink from downtown.
The Supreme Court will hear the appeal of the Colorado ruling next month. And the fact that the High Court is taking such a pivotal election case comes as no surprise to one elections lawyer here in Arizona. The Colorado Supreme Court took former President Donald Trump off the state's March 5th primary ballot, citing the 14th Amendment, saying the former president incited an insurrection.
It is certainly not surprising to see the Supreme Court accept cert on this matter and have them weigh in. It seems to be that's where this case was headed. As soon as the Colorado Supreme Court issued its opinion.
The case will have national repercussions and could set the framework for how other states will handle this issue.
Voters always have should always have the final say on who represents us, whether it's in Congress, in the halls of Congress, whether it's in our state legislatures or in the office of the president. I believe that with great vigor.
We asked Southern Arizona voters about the Supreme Court's decision to take the case.
The people that stirred this up were not directly controlled by him, or they were maybe influenced by him, but he wasn't at fault, from my perspective, on that insurrection.
I think he could have stopped it. I think he did everything to allow it. I agree with each state. Each state should have that determination, to be honest, and Supreme Court in each state make that decision.
And this news comes on the eve of the 3-year anniversary of the Capitol assault.
I do think there is a benefit to it being in the news and continuing to stay on everyone's mind how terrible and tragic the events of January 6th were, and how fortunate we are that our democratic institution was strong enough to push back against those who were seeking to topple it.
Now, here's the timeline. The Supreme Court will hear arguments in this case on February 8th. It's expected that the court will issue its decision a short time later, and the justices will be taking this case during the election season. Voters in Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada will have already cast primary ballots. Downtown, I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson.